What's up, everybody? This is Harry Bernard Taylor with my man Christopher Burton,
People's Podcaster,
and we here live, man. We're gonna talk about all things wrestling right now. So, we know we're coming on late. We have Smackdown right around the corner. We have Rampage right around the corner. So pretty much we're gonna try not to hold you too long. I know we talk a lot. That's one thing about me and Christopher Burton. Like my couple of my favorite groups back in the day, Run DMC. You talk too much. You can push that up. And Houdini, you got a big mouth. Big mouth.
Yep. Talk too much. Yeah, boy.
So that's out. So if you ever around us, you're gonna find us talking a lot. So I'm pretty much on the 10 Richter scale. Chris anywhere between a 9 and a 10. So so pretty much that's what you're gonna catch from us. So you didn't see any of that Raw. You didn't see anything. You didn't do anything with WWE this week, right?
Nah.
No Raw, no NXT. Well, I watched both of them. So pretty much, man, I'm gonna run down the matches real quick, and then we're gonna go ahead and do this. AEW Dynamite from last night. I know you caught all that, right?
Yeah.
I mean, Wednesday night? That was Wednesday night.
Yeah, Wednesday night. Yeah.
Right. So we, but this week, Chris and I will be in Hendersonville, North Carolina.
Well, actually, Flat Rock,
North Carolina. Well, it's actually in Hendersonville. It's just, it's just
Henderson County. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like a Piedmont in Greenville, South Carolina. Just or Simpsonville or Travelers Rest in Greenville, South Carolina, or Chesney in Spartanburg County, something like that. But
pretty much.
But so we'll be down there. What's the name of this? I forgot the name of the.
Oh Lord have mercy. Come on, man.
I can't think of that. So Janet Baldwin runs this thing. So we I think it's event. The name of this event. It could be Event Championship Wrestling. I'm not sure. That's the name of the card, I'm thinking, or something like that. But Janet, please forgive us if we but both of us got a whole bunch of things going on. So kind of like I'm not sure if I got exactly the name of the show, but we will be doing a podcast from there. So we'll let you know what's all going on.
Uprise Pro Wrestling.
What's the name of it?
Uprise Pro Wrestling.
Okay, Uprise.
And the name of their show is Evil Intention.
Okay, Evil Intention. So yeah, we'll be down there tomorrow. I mean, so we'll be bringing it to you, bringing you some of the action, and we'll be talking about it. So hopefully some, if you in the upstate, you anywhere near Western North Carolina, come on down. Come on down and check it out. Chris, you got the address?
Yeah, it's 2025 Spartanburg Highway, East Flat Rock, North Carolina. Tickets are at the East Flat Rock National Guard Armory.
All right.
Front row tickets are $12, general admission $10, $10 advance front row, and $8 advanced general admission. You can purchase tickets at Uprise Wrestling on Facebook, and the card is subject to change without notice. So yeah, they look like they got some pretty decent matches too.
All right.
I'm excited and can't wait to get up there.
Oh yeah, so yeah, it's gonna be some good action down there. Our man Michael King, he'll be in Lake Wiley, South Carolina, with his group. So we'll have to see what goes on there. We probably try to. I don't know if we'll have time to really patch him in because he's gonna be caught up in the action. So if you are anywhere near Rock Hill, South Carolina, you anywhere in that vicinity, go down there and check them out, man, because King Enterprises will be doing their thing again tomorrow. I'm pretty sure they're going to cause a lot of carnage. They're going to, going to be a lot of outrage in the building. So go down there and check them out, man. But Chris, I'm gonna go over these Raw results very quick, man. First round, they had. We know they had the draft, right? They still had draft. Becky Lynch and Bobby Lashley was picked on Raw. First round SmackDown, we had the Usos and Sasha Banks and Paul Heyman. He cried a sigh of relief, man. He was. You remember what was going to happen to him?
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, he was going to get that work if he wasn't able to bring them boys back, man.
Yeah, you should have seen him, but he looked like he about to have a heart attack, man. But hey, they had to for him. Okay, next man we had Jeff Hardy versus Damien Priest, and and that match I gave it 3.5. Damien Priest won the match, and
Jeff Hardy's on his last leg anyway, man. He about ready to give it up, man.
Oh yeah. Hey man, do I got an echo over there?
No, you clear on my end.
Okay, for some reason I'm getting an echo here. Maybe it's because I don't know, man. I don't know what that is, but I got an echo going on, brother.
You good on my end.
Okay. As long as I'm good on your end, man. Okay, next we had Austin Theory, man. Austin Theory did a fake selfie shot with Jeff Hardy. He came out after Jeff Hardy had lost the match. And he came out there, man, and talked about how much he enjoyed Jeff Hardy and how much he idolized him growing up, man, as a fan. Wow. And it would be a privilege to get a camera shot with him, get him on camera with him and things like that. Yeah. So, but pretty much he set him up, man. Pretty much set him up. And after he took the selfie shot, I mean, well, he pretty much had him in what's the whole? Pretty much had him in like a headlock and backwards like DDT. Dropped. Oh,
inverted DDT.
Yeah, and then took the selfie, man, and went out there and bragging in front of the fans and everything like that. So it was pretty wild. It was pretty wild. Second round in the draft, we had Seth Rollins and Damien Priest got picked to Raw. We had second round on SmackDown, Shinsuke Nakamura and Sheamus on SmackDown. So
Sheamus is going to SmackDown.
What's that?
So Sheamus going to SmackDown.
Yeah, Sheamus is going to SmackDown. So you got Damien Priest and Sheamus on two different brands. So maybe that looks like that feud is going to end there. So next we have Shayna Baszler versus Dana Brooks. Versus Dana Brooke, I gave that match a 2.5. Shayna, she was going for the damage, man. The things that she been doing the last couple weeks. Yeah, this is what she was trying to do again. She tried to do to Dana Brooke. She pretty much grabbed her by her, had her arm and everything like that, and pretty much placed it in that same position that she had Nia Jax.
Stepped on it.
Yeah, and what's the other girl? She did that to. She did that to the girl.
She did that to a lot of people.
She did that to Eva the next week, and she was gonna pretty much do that to Dana Brooke, but Doudrop come out there, and Doudrop pretty much saved Dana, and she acted like she was walking away, and when Doudrop turned her back, Shayna attacked Doudrop, but she didn't drop Doudrop. Doudrop just turned around and looked at her and said, "What is wrong with you?" So it looked like something's gonna be between those two, man. But everybody was like, "Get a Doudrop, get a Doudrop."
Wow, that's funny,
drop, man. So it was pretty wild there. But we had Humberto Carrillo and Angel Garza again against Mansoor and Mustafa Ali, and Carrillo and Garza won the match. When Garza smashed Mustafa's head against the bottom of the turnbuckle from the outside, I gave that match a 3.5.
Man, you know what, man? I really I don't think Raw's gonna get no better, man.
I don't know, man. It's I don't know, man. A lot of people want him to get rid of that draft.
Because it's stupid.
Yeah, it was, man. It took up too much time when it boils down to it. But I don't know, man.
That's why I'm like, just like instead of doing the draft, man, just come out and surprise people and be like, oh, they're on Raw or they on SmackDown or they coming up from NXT. Just surprise them versus doing a set draft, man. Because that ain't the way to do it.
They're pretty much trying to they're trying to capitalize on maybe like whatever the NFL is doing or NBA is doing or whatever. Because those drafts, man, they draw a lot of people.
Of course, man. Because you got to think the NBA and NFL been around longer than the WWE.
Yeah, and plus, like I say, they're pretty much drawing off their fans, man. So of course you got wrestling fans, but wrestling fans is like a segment, and so back in the day it meant more because you had more wrestling fans than you have now. So it actually meant more. So but now it just you got a couple million people probably watch this draft, but they pretty much the wrestling fans want to see wrestling. You know, they don't want to see, okay, this person is going here. Just come out and say that's what they're going to. You know,
exactly, man. See?
And I mean, you could put it in between matches. You know, every time these jokes come out during a match, you can say they're going to be on the other brand. So, all right, man. So, all right, next round. Okay, next round we had round 3, man. AJ Styles with Omos is gonna stay on Raw, and we had Kevin Owens is gonna be on Raw. Was Kevin Owens? He was on SmackDown, wasn't he?
No, he was always on Raw.
I thought he was on Raw. Yeah, he was on Raw. So yeah, he's staying on Raw. Okay, SmackDown 3rd round, man. We got Shayna Baszler. She's going to SmackDown. Okay, Xia Li got moved up from. She was on NXT, right? She got moved up. She's on She's going to be on SmackDown. So congratulations to Xia Li. Big E and Drew McIntyre. This is the next match. They wrestled Adolf Ziggler and Robert Roode.
Oh wow!
Actually, go ahead.
Royce just said something, man. He was like, "If the fans want wrestling, WWE is the wrong show for that," and I kind of agree with him.
Well, I can agree with him too, man. But I have my beef with this new one too. So we'll get to that a little bit later.
Oh Lord, yeah.
Beef with them too as far as wrestling go.
Oh Lord.
You know, I hate to say it, Chris.
I already know where that's going. You want your 45 minutes of headlocks and arm balls.
No, it has nothing to do with that, man. You know, last night. Okay, I'm gonna get off a little subject here. But last night, man, when watching AEW Dynamite, 53 minutes went. You know how many matches they had? 2 matches in 53 minutes. The first 53 minutes was 2 matches. The rest of it, man, was outside stuff and all these segments and everything like that. So pretty much the same thing with Raw. What Raw is doing. I mean, they might be putting on better quality shows, man. But you get 5 matches in 2 hours. Or was it 4 matches in 2 hours? I'm pretty sure it was 5 matches, but man, come on now. And these matches was very short. You gotta admit that, Chris. I mean, when you think about it, but what people are looking at, they're looking at the new excitement of what's going on AEW, and they're not paying attention to everything that's going on. When it boils down to it, that show was all about, and they got so much talent, man. They got so many people. Doing all this stuff all these segments and stuff. And I think, who was that? Somebody had like 2 or 3 segments last night. I'm just like, why in the world they continue to talk to this guy? But we'll get to that in just a minute. Let me speed up on this thing with Raw, man.
All right, man.
All right. Okay. Like I say, Dolph Ziggler come out there, man, and he pretty much was telling Big E and Drew McIntyre they owe him. So he went back into the history. He went back into the history of how he got Big E started with WWE, and he went back to the history of when he teamed up with Drew McIntyre. So he pretty much was saying both of them owe him. But you know, Big E was like, man, he said, I tell you what, we owe your ass whooping. You know, so Big E, so Big E said, Big E, me and Drew McIntyre, but Drew grabbed the mic from Big E and said, and Big D. He said, Big E and Big D. You know, we owe your ass a butt kicking. So, they went ahead and took on Ziggler and Rude, and you know who won that match? Big E and Drew McIntyre.
Of course.
McIntyre, he challenged Big E since they're gonna be on the same brand. He says he's want to be first in line for that title shot. So, Big E, like I said, Big E and Drew McIntyre won that match. Then we had Reggie still running. I thought they had him this time. They couldn't get him.
Man, you can't look, man. You can't put air grab air and keep it in a bottle, man. You can't do that, man.
No doubt. But I'm sick of this Reggie thing, man. I had enough of it. And Kevin Owens, Tozawa came out and interrupted Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens was having a interview inside the ring, a segment in the ring. And Tozawa come out and he's talking about Reggie. But Kevin Owens said, he didn't like, he took that as disrespect that he was interrupted his interviewing. So he grabbed Tozawa and hit him with his finisher, man. Took him out. So, in the 4th round, man, we had the Street Profits and Finn Balor going to Raw. Okay, so Finn Balor will be on Raw and the Street Profits. So the Street Profits switch, right? They were
Yeah,
they were
yeah, it was on SmackDown. Yeah,
both of them switched. Then we had on SmackDown, the Viking Raiders are going to SmackDown, and Ricochet is going to SmackDown.
I just want to see who Charlotte's going to lose the belt to.
Yeah,
that's what I want to know.
I was hoping she lost it Monday night, but she didn't. Okay, so Rhea Ripley and Nikki Ash. Well, she almost lost it. Put it that way. Rhea Ripley and Nikki Ash versus Natalya and Tamina. Ripley and the Ash won. I gave the match 4 stars. Then on the 5th round, man, we had Karrion Kross and Alexa Bliss staying on Raw. You got on SmackDown, you got Carrillo and Garza going there, and Cesaro is staying on SmackDown. Goldberg had a face-to-face with Bobby Lashley. Goldberg come out there, he's talking all Matt, and Bobby Lashley came out there and basically was talking smack back to him, and Bobby Lashley said, last time, man, that was a mistake as far as everything that happened with his son, Gage, that he didn't mean to do that to Gage. Gage jumped in there. He asked Goldberg, what would you do if somebody jumped on your back? But Goldberg, he didn't think that was a mistake. Goldberg was pretty much telling Bobby Lashley that he did that on purpose. So they're gonna have their little tie-in there. And what's the name came in right after Lashley was saying that it was a mistake. What would you do if somebody jumped on your back? Then the Hurt Business jumped in there. Shelton Benjamin and who's the other one? Is it Alexander?
Cedric Alexander.
They jumped in there and they jumped on Goldberg's back, but Goldberg annihilated them. So he pretty much destroyed those two. But Bobby Lashley,
Janet Baldwin, not to cut you off, Janet Baldwin said, "Come to Uprise Pro Wrestling tomorrow night, and you'll get to watch real wrestling."
All right, well that's what we're expecting, and hey, that's what at least me and Chris are expecting. And if it's the real deal, we're gonna be straight up about it, and we're gonna give everybody a chance to check it out and a chance to hear our prognosis on it. So we're gonna give a straight up review on it. And Janet, we can't wait to see it, and we can't wait to meet you. So I think it's gonna be great. Love indie wrestling, and hopefully this thing get big enough to where you can run it off promotion. Hey, put out good matches, put out good shows. All right. Okay, where was I at, Mr. Christopher Burton?
You were just finishing up Raw, talking about the little interference with Hurt Business and Goldberg.
Yeah, and after that, Goldberg took off, and Bobby Lashley, he didn't come in there and help the Hurt Business. He didn't come in there and help his buddies or anything like that. So Seth Rollins had a segment next. Pretty much nothing really went down with that. So we had New Day versus Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin. And Cedric and Shelton, they were still hurting from what happened, from Goldberg. But they put on a pretty good match. So I give the match 3.5. And then right after the match, man, New Day won the match. Street Profits come out there, man, and they party with New Day. So kind of got the crowd a little hyped or whatever. But I'm like, okay, whatever. So both of them on the same brand now, and they're going to be partying together or whatever. So pretty much, I'm pretty sure they're going to run into each other, and it's going to be a little war between those two. Okay, Randy called out Omos. Randy Orton had called Omos out earlier in the show. He called him out and he was calling them out for a match and everything. And Omos, he hadn't accepted. He hadn't accepted at all. And then Randy Orton and his partner go out there. Who's his partner anyway?
Who? Randy Orton?
Randy Orton's partner, man. RK Bro.
The flip flop dude. The flip flop guy.
Yeah. Okay. RK Bro go out there, man, and Randy Orton. He pretty much got that Omos and AJ come out there, and AJ's pretty much laughing at Randy Orton because he pretty much called him out there, and so he never answered him. Omos never answered him. So pretty much Omos RKO'd AJ Styles. That's when Omos put his hands on Randy Orton, and then Riddle tried. He jumped up there and tried to grab Omos. And you know how every time Riddle tried to grab Omos, he jumps on his head. And Omos just tossed him off like he wasn't nothing. And that's when he got a hold of Omos, and I think he hit him. I don't think he hit him with the RKO. I'm not sure, but he did something to him that took him back. But next, man, we had the 6th round. This is the end of it. Carmella, and she's staying on Raw, and Gabe Stevenson is coming to Raw, which I think he should go to NXT. I think they should put him on NXT. I don't know how he's going to do on that. So we have to see. Hopefully they train him now. He's still in school, I believe. They said.
Oh, wow.
He's still in school. Okay, SmackDown, man. Ridge Holland got moved up from NXT, which, like I say, he was a terror down there at NXT, dominating everybody until he ran into that Rex Steiner, Scott Steiner Jr. I mean, not Scott.
Rick Steiner Jr.
He couldn't overpower him. He couldn't do nothing with Rick Steiner, Rick Steiner's son. So, but everybody else, man, he was just dominating. And Sami Zayn on SmackDown. Then we had Bianca Belair versus Charlotte Flair, which was a very good match. And Bianca Belair had her up. It was about to hit her with that EST, man. But Becky Lynch was out there talking just like she was last week.
Oh, Lord, there she go.
Went in there and grabbed Bianca Belair, pulled her feet off under, shoestring her, and then next thing you know, Sasha Banks come out there. And Sasha Banks went over and jumped Charlotte. She went over and jumped Bianca. Then she and what's her name? Becky got up, and then she was going after Bianca again. Sasha started fighting. Sasha she had an upper hand on Sasha. Sasha turned around, hit her with the what's her finisher?
Well,
she hit her with the knees in the back. Drop the knee drop in the back.
I know the song, but I can't think of the name of it off the top of my head. Yeah.
So I'm not even gonna go over NXT. So we're gonna just go ahead and hit Dynamite. So I'm not gonna go over NXT because let's say we
ain't got time. We ain't got time to talk about Sesame Street.
We ain't got over time any time, man. But
Missy,
how you doing, Missy? Missy Childers?
Yeah, she was the bank statement. That's Sasha's move. Thank you for that. The bank statement.
We appreciate that.
And she asked if we were going to be at APW tomorrow. I was like, no, we're going to be up at Uprise tomorrow night.
Probably won't be. We'll probably be at APW the next week. What's the next?
Well, the fair's coming next week.
Oh yeah, we'll be at the fair, Missy, and I'm pretty sure we're going to be at APW a good bit. So, but this tomorrow we're going out and we're gonna help. We're gonna help this new up and coming promotion. I think they've been around for 2 years. They had a real good year the first year. The second year, they had to move from the Armory up in Hendersonville, and they moved to a smaller building in, I think, Lansing or something like that. That Janet was telling me, Janet Baldwin was telling me. So, but tomorrow, now they're back in the Armory, so we'll be over there, and we'll just see you next time we get out to APW.
Yeah, because the Piedmont Interstate Fair is this coming week. I know APW has some dates out there. They'll be out there, and we'll be out there some of those dates. So yeah.
All right, Missy, if you out there, we'll see you out there. Come on over there and speak to us. Say hey, we'll talk to you. Like I said at the beginning of the show, me and Chris, we talk to everybody. I mean,
yep.
We walk our miles. That's what we do. And try to be friends with everybody. So we just get along with everybody pretty much. All right, man, let's go on over to AEW. But like I say, I'm not gonna really get into what I feel about as far as AEW. We're gonna get into that on a later show, but I have a lot of points that I want to make about AEW. So that's gonna be a very interesting show. I can't wait to do that. But it's not that I think it's bad. It's just some of the moves that they're making, I think, is kind of like detrimental to them a little bit. But overall, like I said, they continue to put on great shows. But after watching it Wednesday night, I'm just wondering where they're gonna go. Okay, man. Goodness sake, I went to APW. It's not AEW. I went to APW, Chris. I was about to say Tyler Storm. My girl say, when did Tyler Storm get to AEW? All right, man. All right. Okay, Jungle Boy.
Yo, he had the 8-man tag, man. I was wondering why in the world I had Jungle Boy there first. Okay, Jungle Boy
We had 8-man tag team tag match at the beginning. Jungle Boy, the Young Bucks, Brian Daniel. Oh man, what the heck,
Then
man?
you had Jungle Boy, Luchasaurus, Daniel Bryant, and Christian Cage, and then you had Kenny Omega, the Young Bucks, and Kenny Omega.
Okay, that's not even the page I'm on, man. Okay, I know where I'm at now. Okay, but yeah, actually, I was on the page where I'm pretty much basically talking about what I think about Jungle Boy and the rest of them. You know, I pretty much went down. So pretty much AEW Dynamite, man. I'm gonna go ahead and say what I gave it. What did you give it for Wednesday night? Well,
I gave it a 3.
I gave it 4 stars, man, overall. Yeah. Okay. And like I say, even though I have criticism about it, I think they still, as far as the quality of the matches, I think was very good. It's just the only thing I don't like that they have so many segments outside of the ring. And you know, and when they have that,
the thing that brought it down for me, man, CM Punk trying to do that stage dive and barely made it over the barricade.
Yeah, that was pretty bad.
If he would have missed that, boy, that would have been, oh my God.
Yeah, and see, the thing is this, man. You what they're doing, they putting so many people on AEW Dark, and then they list the matches. You know, they having all these dark matches. Yeah, they list the matches and stuff like that. Man, use your talent on Dynamite and use your talent on Rampage. So I mean, you know, it's no reason for Rampage not to have 5 matches. There's no reason for it. You know, they only have 3 matches. So that's one thing I'm not understanding. But we'll get back to that. Okay, we had the Elite versus Jurassic Express, man. So the Elite with you know, who's all in the Elite? I'm not gonna really name everybody.
You got Young Bucks, Adam Cole, and Kenny Omega.
Okay, and then right. Okay, and then in Jurassic Express you have Jungle Boy, you got Luchasaurus,
and that's it for Jurassic Express. Well, and then Marco Stunt, but he don't count. Yeah, and then you had Daniel Bryan and Christian Cage.
Yeah, right. But yeah, Christian Cage is pretty much just an associate with him. But yeah, it was Christian Cage, Bryan Danielson, and Jurassic Express.
That was a good match, man, to start out the gate, man. That was a good match,
man. What you give it? I gave it 5. I gave it 5 stars.
Yeah, I give it 5 stars too, man. But it was just crazy. Like Jim Ross said, how you can have 4 guys in the ring at one time and all this craziness, and the referee ain't trying to break nothing up. So I'm like, okay, you know. But
right. But you know, I like I say, I have my criticisms of it. One thing, anytime Jungle Boy, any match he's been in, and the Young Bucks, I can't just put it on Jungle Boy and the Young Bucks. Every match that I see that I've watched them in the last 4 months is overly choreographed. That's the only thing I don't like about it is too choreographed for me. But it's still a great match. I mean, you know, I want it to be where it doesn't look like they done script the match, and you can tell that it's scripted. I mean, but that's me.
With that style of wrestling, you got to.
I know you got to.
You got to, because if you don't, man, somebody gonna get hurt bad, and it ain't gonna be good.
That's true, Chris. But I mean, it needs to be sharp. Is one thing. I mean, what WWE is scripting their matches too, man. But them matches are sharp. And I mean, you do have sharp matches in AEW too. You know, that are scripted. But most of those matches that I say, no, what I'm trying to say, you can't really tell some of them. Some of them you can. But when Ricochet and what is it? Johnny Drip, man, you can tell that thing was scripted, man. Them guys, woo. But I mean, I'm just saying, I wanted to be that sharp. And like I say, what is his name? Jungle Boy. He's getting better and better and better.
Well, it looked like your boy Bruno Royce disagrees with you. He says no.
Well, you know, hey, you know, we can agree to disagree. We can disagree, but Bruno, that's the way I look at it, man. It just looks very scripted to me. So
he says WWE ain't been sharp since the 90s.
Well, as far as their I don't know, man. I'm not a WWE fan. This is the most WWE I have ever watched since Senior had it. Since Senior had it. Since I mean, I never really got into that. I always wondered why people enjoyed WWE. That was just my thing. And you know, I understand how they got there because you know how they got there, Chris, and you can't deny it. I mean, Hulk Hogan, Hollywood, man. It was all Hollywood, and they got hooked up with MTV and all that. That's how they got there. So, you know, I never really been a WWE fan, but when it boils down to it, man, I mean,
last time you enjoyed WWE, Gorgeous George was champion, man.
Man, what are you talking about, man? I don't know nothing about Gorgeous George, man.
That was the last time you really enjoyed WWE, man.
Yeah, whatever, dude. But nah, I never have been a fan of WWE. Never have. And like I say, and I probably missed a whole bunch of great things there when it boils down to it. But like I say, I've always tried to follow their the best wrestlers in WWE, what they was doing and everything like that. So, you know, I go, like I said, I'll go ahead and give the match 5 stars, even though, like I said, I have my little qualms about what went down as far as the match, man. You know, and I do anytime I see Jungle Boy, or I see the Young Bucks, even though, like I say, I think both, you know, I think the Young Bucks and Jungle Boy is great talent. Okay, next we had CM Punk segment. Chris, what you think about that? I mean,
I'm gonna say something, and it's gonna go against popular demand and popular belief.
Hey, be straight up, man.
Less talking, more action.
Hey, no ends, ands, or buts about that.
That's all I'm gonna say. I mean, don't get me wrong. I get it. You want to ride this CM Punk wave till you can't ride it no more. I get it. I get it. But less talking, more action.
Yeah, I agree.
Wow. I know you read that, man.
Oh, you talking about from is Reno posted that?
Yes.
Oh, you talking about Reno and Johnny's stuff probably look choreographed because they spent time working on long programs together in Lucha Underground. Probably so. Is that what you're talking about?
No, the one after that.
Okay. 2 strikes for HBT. 1 more until he earns a European uppercut. Okay. All right. We'll see. All right, man. I don't want no European uppercut. Just make sure you do it. You do it straight up, man. We do it where we straight up. You don't be jumping off some car, jumping up, you know, going back and bounce off something and come off and do a European uppercut like you did the other night, man. You know, I don't think I could take something like that. So, you know, roll with it. All right, man. Well, CM Punk, you know, I agree with you, Chris. You know, right now he's doing a lot of talking, and a lot of people, man, you know, a lot of people are kind of like getting a little annoyed with that.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I get it. You want to push the man, you want to push him, and you want to ride the CM Punk wave because it's still new, it's still fresh, and you really trying to make up for 7 lost years.
Right.
Which you really can't get back the 7 years. But I get it. You trying to get it back. I get it. But and then I like what they're doing because he's got a match tonight. He's got a match tonight on Rampage. So I like what they're doing. They're slowly working him in and getting that ring rust off of him. Right. And I like that. But he don't need to be on. He don't need to be on Dynamite every night doing an in ring. He don't need to do that.
Yeah, I'm with you. But I mean, it seemed to me he's getting a little complacent, man. You know, he's settling into complacency, and that's not good. So we're just gonna have to see what goes on with him, man. And you know, I don't know if he's the guy that's gonna actually take them over the top as far as AEW.
We're gonna see. I mean, between him and the Elite, yeah, that's pretty strong right there.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, man. What the heck is wrong with Arn Anderson, man? That's all I gotta say. What the heck is wrong with
this man up at Cody's house burning stuff, man, and and talking trash, talking about I'm gonna get his attention and he gonna get right and I gotta burn everything and he getting too civilized and whatever he's saying. I'm like, what?
And remember how Arn used to dress, man? Arn used to dress fancy when he was with the Horsemen.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, he did, man.
Every time I seen Arn, he had on he might have had on a polo shirt and some tights and boots. That's about all the fancy he got as I saw.
The polo shirts that he used to wear, man, was expensive. And I mean, he could get, everything he wore, man, looked pretty good. I mean,
every time I saw the man, he was ready for a fight.
Well, of course, he was always ready for a fight. It don't matter what he's in. He be in tuxedo, he's ready for a fight. But man, go back and really study him, man. He dressed pretty fancy. I mean, he wasn't a Tully Blanchard fancy guy. As far as Tully Blanchard really, suits and stuff like that. I mean, that's where I see MJF is pretty much on Tully Blanchard's level. He's not on Ric Flair's level as far as how much he's spending, but Tully Blanchard was pretty fancy. But Arn, like I say, he used to like to dress nice, but not over excessively like what Dustin is doing. Dustin come out there and he pulled Dustin. Man, why in the world do you have to burn the man's tie?
He think he getting civilized. He's saying getting soft, man.
I would like to have that tie, man. That was like a $40 to $80 tie, man.
Yeah, I ain't never spent. Hey, I wear ties. I wear bow ties. I ain't spend nothing like that on no tie.
I don't think. Okay, Sammy Guevara defeated Bobby Fish. Next, I don't know why in the world when they said that, but Sammy Guevara versus Bobby Fish, man. What do you think about that match? We know Bobby Fish been around a long time.
Well, yeah,
he just moved. And he just moved over. He was with WWE NXT last, right?
Mm-hmm.
He was over there. Yeah. So, he sent out the challenge to Sammy Guevara. Sammy just won. He just won the title. He just won the TNT title.
Yeah, he basically doing an open challenge and everything now, man.
Yeah, but as far as the style matchup, man, I thought it was good.
Oh yeah, I was surprised he did that Spanish fly splash so soon, man. I mean, wasn't even 5 minutes into the match, man, just boom, Spanish fly. I'm like, golly.
Right, but man, I give the match 3.5 stars. I can't give it no higher than that. What you give it?
I give it about 3.5.
Okay, last thing I got to say about that is Fish needs a partner as soon as possible. I think he needs a partner, or he's gonna be caught up in the mix, man. He's gonna be lost in the shuffle.
Oh yeah, he's gonna be lost in the shuffle, yeah.
Yeah, he's not going anywhere else in in AEW. Okay, next, man, we had Dan Lambert with his goons, man. They attacked Guevara.
That's your boy, now. That's your man.
Yeah.
That's your. Now he ain't your man no more, huh?
Yeah, he's still my man, but it's kind of stale though. It's kind of stale Wednesday night. Yeah, so he's got to come up. He's got to come up with something a little bit better to get his trash talk over. So I expect him to just go in the. I expect him to go in the ring and talk his trash. Don't be jumping people and everything, doing all that stuff, man. I want you to go in the ring, talk your trash, man, and pretty much let your guys do your fighting inside the ring. So all this other stuff look bush league to me. If wrestling is so bad, if these guys are so bad, just let your wrestlers wrestle them straight up. If it's so horrible, that's the way I look at it. Let them wrestle them straight up, and then you prove your point there. But as far as jumping people, man, Dan Lambert, you done lost points with me. You don't need to jump people if you think your guys are so great and this wrestling today is trash. Let your guys wrestle straight up and prove your point. Okay, so that's all I got to say about that. What you think?
Hey, man, whatever works. Get it done. However you can get it done, man.
Oh yeah. And then next, man,
if you got jump people, jump people.
Yeah, well, that's true, man. That's true.
If you got to take them from behind, take them from behind.
But like I say, man, that he still
it worked for the Horseman. Why not?
It did. But I mean, he loses a little credibility from that, man.
Hey, and it works for King Enterprises.
Oh, shit, we know that. Hey, Reno, man, you know he definitely know about jumping people, and that's what he's part of. And I know you out there, Pony Boy. That's what you part of, man. You like to jump people, man.
That's what they do, man. That's what they do, man.
All right, man. Tony Schiavone and Tony Khan, man.
That big announcement.
Yeah, had a big announcement. And Tony Schiavone said 2 years ago, man, they changed the wrestling business. What you think about that?
They did, man. They did change it up, man. They brought something fresh, something new, something exciting, something non-WWE, and it's working.
Look, man. The way I look at it, and remember, I was watching this because I stopped watching. I was watching it when it first started. Like I said, they started something, they started a new organization and stuff like that, man. But pretty much just basically another organization started. That's all I saw. They, as far as them changing the wrestling business, at first I said no, they didn't. But no, when it boils down to it, no, I'm gonna stick with that. No, they didn't. That's the way I look at it. They didn't change it because what they did. Because if you change the wrestling business, if you changed it, you brought in new fans. You brought in the old fans, or you brought in casual fans, or you brought in some old fans. They didn't do that. What they did is they stole fans that was sick of WWE and went over to them. And they still doing the same thing when they pull CM Punk in there and they pull Bryan Danielson in there. So all I'm seeing is organization that centered that thing, that pretty much they started out like WCW, but right now I agree with a lot of people. The program is looking a lot like old Jim Crockett Promotions, which is a good thing, man. But I don't think they changed anything, Chris.
Yeah, then they're gonna say you can't come off the top rope, and they're gonna take the pads from around the ring, have concrete floors.
I hope they never do that. That'll be pretty stupid. But as far as, but like I said, man, all the potential was there, Chris. This is something that I will talk about later. All the potential is there, but man, it's just so many things that they're doing right now in AEW that I see them at a standstill. I see it as at a standstill, and I'll get to that later too. But you might not see it that way, but that's the way I see it. And, as far as Schiavone and Tony Khan, they was out there and they introduced a new title. This is the TBS Women's title. Nice looking belt, man.
It is.
So
because come next year, January next year, Dynamite's gonna be on TBS.
Yeah. And see, only thing that what that basically is telling me that nobody's gonna take that title away from
Britt
DMD. Nobody's gonna take the title from her anytime soon. And
no.
Who you think gonna win this, man? I put my money on Soho right now.
I go. Yeah, I'll probably say Soho.
Yeah, she probably won't get it because, like I say, most people will expect her to win it. But and I think this Jamie Hayter, I'm still thinking she's gonna jump. She's gonna jump DMD. She's gonna jump Britt. If you look at it, anytime they have like the back room segments and everything, and when Britt do her signature word, Jamie, she's not in it.
Yep.
Tony Schiavone dropping it. Her Rebel is dropping it.
Mm-hmm.
Up there like this,
It's gonna change sooner or later. Something's gonna happen. I don't know what's gonna happen. Something's gonna happen.
Yeah, I think so too. Okay, but I don't think that girl's no match for Britt. I just don't. Not from what I'm seeing so far. Okay. No. Next, we had Jim Ross. He had an interview with Darby Allin, and this is what I'm talking about, man. This whole thing. Darby Allin had a couple segments and had a couple segments on Dynamite. He had another one later on where he jumped him. He had a match and later on. A match later in the match. So he's on there 3 times. So a lot of this could have been, some of this time could have been used for him again for another match. So it's just things like that, man. I'm just like, why? Why are you doing this? So, you know, he had his little interview with Darby Allin, and Darby pretty much was explaining why he is like he is, and he's talking about what happened with his uncle and all that. So he's pretty much saying the reason he got his face half painted is because he halfway trusts people.
You say halfway dead on the inside.
Yeah, halfway dead on the inside. And I mean, if he really feels like that, which I don't think he really feels like that, you know, if he really feels like that, let's just say he feels like that. I feel bad for Darby Allin. You know, get some help outside of the ring, man, because that's not a real good way to feel. You know, I want you to feel he need to feel 100% whole, man. I mean, wow, that's just crazy. But okay, next, man, we had Darby Allin versus Nick Comorado. What you think about that match? That Nick guy's pretty huge, man.
Yeah, it's a big compared to Darby. He is a big boy. He's massive, man.
I mean, maybe he's not that big. You know, I was trying to figure this thing out. But against Darby, man, he looked like Bruiser Brody in there. Dude looked like Bruiser. He reminded me of Bruiser Brody, man. But you know, I'm sitting there, man, and watching this match, and they was putting results on Dark on there, and they had Warlord. They had Warlord's results against whoever he beat. But somebody like Warlord, he could be, you know, put him on the show a little bit more. Don't just put him there as MJF's bodyguard or whatever. Just funky, man. I want to see this guy wrestling. You know, he could have been on the. I don't want to, you know, don't show me results of what he did on Dark, man. I want to see this guy on Dynamite or Rampage. Yeah, you know, this is the kind of guy that can be a star. You know, this Nick Comorado, he's got the look, but I don't. You know, I'm about to say he could be a star, but he's got the look, but he really don't have the talent. This match, Darby won the match. I give the match 3.5 stars. What about you?
Yeah, and then your boy QT up there getting a low blow from Sting and then getting dropped on his back of his head.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
That was hilarious, man. Somebody else too. Even though as far as QT, I don't really care for QT. I don't care for the name. I'm with you. It's a gas station name. As far as anybody who lives up here in the upstate or live down through Georgia or whatever, wherever QT's at, is gonna think the same thing. I mean,
gas stations, boy.
Yeah, it's not in a lot of spots, man. It's not all over the country, so a lot of people are not gonna equate that with the gas station. But exactly. That's what I equate it with. But I mean, as far as QT Marshall, man, he's, you know, I mean, I don't know the way you look at it, but he's a talent to me. I mean, you know, this guy has talent. He should, you know, he should be in the ring. I'm not saying he's a top 5 talent, Chris. What I'm trying to say, he's a guy I would like to see wrestling a good bit. Somebody showcase as far as on the matches, man, because he brings a lot. You know, same thing with Sting, man. I want to see Sting wrestle. If you're gonna use Sting, go ahead and use it. I understand you using him to get Darby Allin over, but use this guy in, you know, you bring up a storyline and use him in matches, man. I mean, you can tell he wants to get in there. He still got it. He still got something left.
Yeah, he still definitely got something.
He could be one of your top 4 guys in AEW. No ands, ands, or buts about it. Use him, and wow, man. So I mean, it just things like that. Just it takes a little bit of gas away from me when I think about AEW. Okay, and this thing, okay, man. Dante Martin come out there, man. He's talking. I like Dante Martin, very talented wrestler. Just let this guy wrestle and build his resume with people. He come out there, man. He's speaking. Next thing you know, lights go out. You know, because he said he ready for anybody. Turn around, and I had a feeling, even before he said that, before he turned the lights out, I had a feeling.
Hey, you got to watch what you say in the world of wrestling, boy, because, man, let me tell you, you say you ready to face anybody, boy. Look.
Malachi Black is out there. So
came out there and kicked his head off is what he did, boy.
Yeah, but my whole thing about it is this, okay? With Malachi Black, and this goes down with that creative control, man. He does. He has creative control, and he said that's the reason he's there. I mean, why in the world? I mean, he don't have anything to prove by beating up on Dante Martin. This is going to be a feud that he's going to teach Dante Martin a lesson.
Oh, yeah.
A short feud. And that feud he had, the thing with the Rhodes family, it wasn't nothing, man. It was just, like I say, build your storylines, man. Build your storylines where they culminate into something that's special. I mean, can you tell me anything in the last 4 months as far as in AEW? What has been special as far as the storylines? What feud is notable that we'll be talking about? Only one I can think of.
This is one of them that I can think of that I'm glad they're going back to it. If Kenny Omega and Hangman Page.
Okay, yeah, that'll be good.
I'm glad. Good. I know I'm kind of precursoring, jumping the gun a little bit, but they're going back to it, and I'm glad they are going back to it because he left at a critical time in that feud.
Right.
When he was about to be the next guy.
Oh yeah.
You could see it. They were setting him up. Okay, you're gonna take this belt off Kenny. Something personal happened. He had to step away. He was gone for however long, a couple of months. Now he's back. So I'm glad they're picking this back up.
Yeah. But even I remember back in Jim Cornette's day. Not Jim. Well, actually, I heard speaking of Jim Cornette, I heard they talking to Jim Cornette. But a lot of people don't think Cornette's gonna go. This is a rumor now. Cornette's gonna go over there. They say Tony Khan likes Jim Cornette. Cornette is not gonna go over there because Cornette don't like to fly. So Cornette like to he like to be in one territory. I mean, he likes to not to be too mobile. He likes to drive. Yeah, and that's one thing he was able to do with Jim Cornette. I mean, when he was in Jim Crockett Promotions, he was able to drive. Like he would drive from Charlotte to Atlanta and things like that.
But if he had to go anywhere else, he had to fly.
Right, he had to fly, and he don't care for flying too much. So a lot of people don't think he's gonna do that because AEW.
Here we got a question from a fellow podcaster, Scott Larson. Thank you, Scott, for watching the show.
Yeah,
we enjoy your podcast as well. And Scott basically asked, he was like, "You didn't like the Jericho MJF feud?"
No, that's the feud I was about to mention. That was the one I was about to mention. When right before you talked about Adam Page, I was about to say the only feud that I can remember in the last since we've been doing this, that's the only feud that's memorable to me that's had any real meaning. That was really a lasting feud. That was a good feud, Scott. And I agree with you as far as I did like that one, and I like what they was I like the format they had it. The five. The
5 labors of Jericho.
Yeah, 5 labors of Jericho. I like that. So that was a very good feud. I mean, and they had a good storyline around it. But we need to see more of that. So they have to build on that. But besides that, man, I can't remember anything else. I mean, you did have Christian Cage against Kenny Omega for a little while. They did run with that. They tried to run with QT Marshall and I'm about to say Andre the Giant, but the Big Show. They tried a little while, but that pretty much fell by the wayside. They tried to run with Brett and what's that girl? What is that girl's name, man? The black girl.
Jade or Red Velvet?
Red Velvet. That seemed like that was good. That seemed like that was gonna start up and be something, but you kept having interference there, man. So, and I think that could have been a pretty good feud because they was putting up some pretty good matches there for a while. So,
because Red Velvet, man, that's as everybody knows, that's Wes Briscoe's fiance.
Oh, okay, awesome.
But yeah, she's a heck of an athlete, and that would have been a good feud if they would have kept pushing it.
Right. And see, that's one thing me and you talked about before on one of our last few podcasts. We talked about I don't know if I think we talked about it on the podcast. We talking about we talked about it when we got together because that was one thing about Chris and I. When we're together, we talk about wrestling. We talk about a whole bunch of things. Every now and then we'll jump in there and we'll start talking about wrestling. And it's something that we should be talking about on the podcast, and we're not talking about it on the podcast. Is we talked about I think we talked about this on the phone, and we talked about this when we was riding down the road somewhere. But we talked about WCW when the NWO pretty much was running the thing when they running the show. What meaningful Fuse. Yeah, it was on the podcast. We talked about it. What fuse that you can really remember outside of what the NWO was doing?
It was none.
It was none. And like I say, so Fuse and Scott, if you still on, you listening to us, you know Fuse is very important. I mean, you've been around wrestling for a long time. You're a great podcaster, man, and you know these territories, and you know the regions. You remember the regional promotions and stuff like that, so you know how important Fuse are. I mean, the thing about, like I say, you go back to Jim Crockett Promotions, man. You had people like Jimmy the Boogie Woogie Man Valiant. He was a mid-carder, but he always had a feud running with somebody.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, you know, that's how important it was. I mean, it like I say, it put people in the seats, and man, you can build so many feuds as far as their tag team division over there in AEW.
Oh, good God.
Right now, they're not doing it. They need to do that. And what is this thing with Cody Rhodes, man? I heard he quit as far as being the executive, being the, whatever he is, the producer, whatever. I heard he quit that.
Yeah, he's EVP.
Yeah, I heard he's not going to be that now.
I don't know. I'll dive into that and see if that's just some storyline or is that some real stuff going on.
All right, appreciate that, Scott. Definitely sharing you guys. Great show. Thank you to Mr. Childers for the invite here. All right, yeah, we appreciate that, Scott, and we definitely will get with you and like I say, just share. We'll start sharing your podcast on our platform too.
And thank you, Missy, for inviting Scott.
No doubt. Thank you. We appreciate that, Missy. All right, man. Chris, where we at now, man? So last week I think was at Malachi Black knocking out.
Yep.
Okay.
He kicked that boy's head off.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did, man. So but next we had the FTW champ, Ricky Starks. That's another person, man. I would like to see in the ring a little bit more, but
he called out Brian Cage.
Yes, he did.
He basically came out and said Brian Cage ain't here and he ain't working, he taking days off and blah blah blah, etc. And next thing you know, you see almost a 300-pound man doing a 4-1-40, running down that ramp. And yeah.
And see, that's another thing too, man. You know, it's things like that. I'm looking at it as, you wasting time, man. I want to see Brian Cage wrestle. I mean, when a few months back, you know, they showcased him and Powerhouse Hobbs. They now got Powerhouse Hobbs wrestling a little bit more, but they used to have Brian Cage in there a good bit. You know, I would like to see Ricky Starks, but maybe Ricky Starks is still having a little trouble with his neck. I already
and that's what I was saying. I was surprised because I was like, ooh, you taking some clotheslines, man. You throwing your head back and stuff, and I was like, ooh, I'm like, man, be easy, man, be easy.
Tough kid, man, tough guy. You know, so hey, I appreciate what he's doing, man, for the business. And I mean, he's putting his body on the line, which a lot of them do. And he's going back to the old school, man. He's doing some La Zato type stuff, man. But
he's doing something, man.
Whatever, but he's sticking in there, man. Sticking in there. Okay, next, man, we had here Hikaru Shida versus Serena Deeb, man.
And Shida could have, if she would have won, she would have been the first person in AEW to have 50 wins.
Yeah, and she's about to get that trophy. And I was hoping she won the match. I like Serena Deeb. She got what's the name? What did Dean Malenko named her the woman of 1,000 holes? Because like I said, he's the man of 1,000 holes. But I went back and I looked at who Serena was, who she was trained by. Man, she was trained by a lot of good people. She was trained by Terry Taylor, Dean Malenko, Les Thatcher, who was the original man of 1,000 holes. Besides, I guess you could say Dean Malenko's father was a man of 1,000 holes too, Boris Malenko. She had a pretty good.
Jericho got, I think, 1,001, man. Jericho got 1,001, man. The list of Jericho, man. Come on, man. You don't remember that?
Hey, Jericho got 1,001 holes. I don't
think you don't remember that, man. He had like 82 versions of an arm bar, man.
I remember that, man, but still, he don't have as many holes. You know that. Come on now, let's maybe Bret Hart does or somebody like that.
Yeah. Now that I would definitely agree on.
All right, okay, all right, man. But that match, I gave it 4. I gave it 4.5 stars, man. It built up. It kept getting better.
Yeah.
It kept getting better. And like I say, you really didn't know who was gonna win the match, but I had a feeling, man, something was gonna happen. And Serena, like I said, she pulled out the match. She grabbed the she got the trophy. She went over there. She knocked Shida over top of the head with it. And So hopefully they're gonna build on that, man. They're gonna build on this feud. This can be something pretty special. I think they need to go ahead and build on that. And these two, man, they can be fighting out for that new championship, or could be the number one contenders for Britt's championship.
Yeah, man, I would have loved it if they would have, if she would have hit her and it would have been, if that thing would have busted over her head, man.
Oh man, goodness sake, man, you want all that violence, man?
Man, no, it would have been a better effect, man. It would have been just a better effect. You just take a glass, man, because you know you can rig something up, man. For like I can literally take a beer bottle and bust over my head, but I gotta rig it up to do it though. But I can do it. And I mean, if you would have did that for that award or whatever, and just came across him, pow, and that thing would have busted and shot it, man. The effect would have been amazing.
Yeah, I agree. I agree there, and I thought it was gonna bust, man. I really didn't. But I'm like, man, this thing must be really solid.
Yeah.
And see, you know, maybe they should have got a fake trophy so it could have busted over her head, man.
For real.
Because, like I say, even if she wins, if Hiro Shida, she wins, whenever she wins the next match, she'll still be the first person to get that 50 wins.
50 wins, yeah.
So, you know, either way it goes, you know, she's gonna get a trophy. So Serena just pretty much, I don't know why in the world that she did that, man. It's like she just ticked off. Like, you know, I should have been the first one getting 50 wins, but you need to put in that work.
Exactly.
Straight up. So, all right, man. Then, okay, the Darby Allin backstage, and you know, I'm like, why? I'm like, why are they doing this? And then, like I say, the car come up, and then I saw why they was doing that. Yeah, but I was annoyed at first, man, that I saw him because, like I say, Darby Allin just had, you know, he had been on there with Jim Ross just a little bit ago and had a segment with Jim Ross. Then he had a match with Jim Ross, and then he's on there again. And I'm like, you know, we can see Warlord on here. We can see somebody else, man. We can see Powerhouse Hobbs. We can see Ricky Starks or somebody having a match. Brian Cage. That, you know, you're taking time away from your other wrestlers, man, who deserves a shot.
Well, but in the process they building up that feud with him and MJF.
I see that. But we're gonna see how far that's gonna go. And I believe
they can push that for a long time. If they play it right, they can push that for a long time.
And that's one thing I'm hoping they do. Let's hope that they play it right. And they shouldn't mess up that. How in the world can you mess up that for you?
Yeah.
So but we'll see how that goes, man. All right. Then next, man, we had Lio Rush come out there and he gave that offer to Dante Martin. And Lio Rush said I didn't like that he used the Lord's name in vain, and
he came out there, man. He talking about he all about this money and about this business and all this. Man, just shut up and get in the ring.
And I remember last time I remember, I don't know if he was on Ring of Honor because I used to check him out on Ring of Honor or whatever. He had quit. He had retired from the business or whatever. He had because of injuries and stuff.
Yeah, that was after he left WWE.
Yeah, he had retired, man. Next thing you know, he's back. And I knew he was back like a week or two ago. I remember when he signed. But he's back and he's just talking. And I'm like, is this guy gonna be a wrestler or is he gonna be a manager? And I know he was doing a little bit of managing. You know, he managed Bobby Lashley a little bit.
Yeah.
And he's gonna come back. He's gonna do a little bit of managing. He's gonna get a hold of Dante Martin, and I guess he's gonna try to grab some other people while he's in AEW. He's gonna try to grab some other people, but he's going for Dante Martin at first. I think Dante will be a pretty good protege with him.
Yeah.
So Leo, but like I say, Leo's all about that money, he says. So we'll see how that goes down, man.
Yeah, we're gonna see how that pans out.
But I really don't care to see Leo Rush in the ring too much. Small dude. But I mean, he can do it though. I mean, he put together some good matches. I will give him that.
Oh yeah, he will.
He's injury prone, man. And I like to say, I don't want the kid to get I don't want to get hurt, man.
Now, unfortunately, man, you know that's part of the game, man. You work hurt all the time, man. That's in the fine print of the contract.
Yeah,
you're gonna work hurt.
But like I say, this guy's 25 years old, man, and it's hurt many times as he's been hurt.
Scott just asked you a question, man.
What's that?
He said, if you were a booker for AEW, who would be a feud you would put together that would be obtainable for a long time.
Woo, man. First thing I will look at, Scott. I will look at the tag team division. I will put people in tag teams that's not in tag teams right now, and have somebody going up against the Young Bucks. Pretty much, I will put, like, say, if I took fan favorites, I would take if I was Booker, I would definitely look at taking somebody like Orange Cassidy, but he have to take his hands out of his pockets. That's something that gets on my nerve. But I would team somebody up with Orange Cassidy, like Darby Allin, and team them and have
man.
them.
Hey, man. Right
What? It had those Young Bucks. What?
Thumbs up all day, man.
Yeah.
Thumbs up. Orange Cassidy.
Yeah. But that's the type of feud that I would look at first. And as far as somebody going after Kenny Omega, I would build up that Lizard Man. What is Luchasaurus? I would build him up, but I would want the mask taken off of him and build him up, and maybe have him going after the title, but him being like a Lex Luger against Ric Flair. But somebody like that I really will build up to match up with him. I will build up El Idolo and see what he can do against Kenny Omega. Because when it boils down to it, man, I mean, besides Adam Page, it's not a lot of people in AEW right now that can really match up with him too well. I mean, you can sit there and say Bryan Danielson and stuff like that, but I don't want to see a long feud between those two, because Bryan Danielson, I hate to say it about Bryan Danielson, and I don't know if you're a fan of him, Scott, or whatever. I do like Bryan Danielson, but Bryan Danielson is he's a four shot man. He's a four move man. Chop, kick, forearm, one move off the top. That's all he does. And I mean, even though he's a very good talent, I think Bryan Danielson look better against other people.
You about to Pony Boy said, "Don't you say it."
Oh, whatever, man. I'm not even thinking about you, Pony Boy. I'll see you next time. Next time you down at APW or whatever, or whenever Michael's around and we all get together, I'll see you, man, and we'll take care of this business, man. If you don't like what I say, you have any problems with my prognosis of wrestlers, or anything, or you have any problems with our ratings, like me and Christopher Burton said before, office hours are
from 9 to 5.
All right, but all right, man. So
now here, Carmichael, one of our viewers, and he's been on the show a time. He said he would like to see Kenta versus CM Punk.
Kenta versus CM Punk. Did you say Penta?
No, he said Kenta, but I think he means Penta.
CM Punk is gonna he's gonna go through a lot of young wrestlers. He's pretty much gonna build himself back up. I don't know what in the world to really, as far as a feud with him right now, I don't know what kind of feud he needs to be.
He's talking about Bullet Club Kenta over in New Japan.
Okay, yeah, if he comes from but yeah, he's pretty much, is he signed with AEW any kind of way?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah. Me personally, man, Harry, I would love to see the Lucha Bros and Dante Martin and
Seidel.
Matt Seidel. I would love to see that.
I forgot about both of them. I didn't even think about Lucha Bros. Lucha Bros, like, I don't really care to really see a long feud with them and Young Bucks. But yeah, Lucha Bros, Matt Seidel and Dante Martin be a very good feud. Like I say, Dante Martin, man, don't let him get in there and get destroyed by Malachi Black. Let this kid build up, man. Let him build up as far as in these tag teams. Him and Matt, man, I think is a very good combination. The moves very similar. Matt has a lot more experience. He's 20 years more experience. Older than Dante, but let Matt go out. I mean, Matt probably got another good 4 years of where he's on the top level as far as his prime.
Yeah.
Let him put that time in with Dante, man, and let them end up being one of the great tag teams of all time. and the Lucha Bros.
Oh Lord, man! Pony Boy said he would love to see Kenta collapse one of HBT's lungs with one of those kicks.
Oh gosh, man! Oh god, whatever, dude, man. Whatever. Maybe you'll get in the ring with Kenta one day, and he will kick you in your lungs because, like I say, you in the business, bro. But like I say, if he came to me, like I say, I'm gonna be like Arn Anderson. I'm gonna take some of that Arn Anderson juice, and you know what Arn Anderson said what he'll do. So I'm gonna take some of that juice, and that way I'll take out Kenta. So hey,
man,
but you gonna have to deal with him maybe one day, brother. I hope. I hope. So let's build up Pony Boy. We're gonna build up Pony Boy as much as we can. And like saying, you do your job in the ring, and me and Christopher Burton, man, we're gonna be straight up and give you great shout outs as much as possible. And hopefully you get heard from here to Japan, man. And you're in your ring with people like that. Okay. All right. So let's move on, man, to next, man, we had the casino ladder match.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Precisely Mixed Tang was out first. Orange Cassidy, he was out first. Then we had Pac come out. We had Andrade El Idolo come out next. We had Matt Hardy come out next. Then we had the big monster Lance Archer, John Moxley, the guy who likes to fight.
Yep.
And then we know how it ended up, man. We know who the Joker was. Let's talk about that match first, man. Okay,
man, that was a good match, man. But it was crazy because it started out. Didn't nobody want to get the ladder?
Yeah, right.
Didn't nobody want to get the ladder? Everybody was like, you know what? We're gonna straight up just have a little bit of a wrestling match and fight and this, that, and other. And then they later on, after everybody beat the crap out of each other, they be like, oh yeah, this is a ladder match. We might want to get some ladders.
Right.
I'm like, golly, but Matt Hardy, man, I don't know if he might have bruised his tailbone or something when he did that leg drop on that table to the outside, man, because he looked like he was hurt.
Oh yeah. And as far, man, like it was a really good match. Pac coming there. Well,
yep.
He come in, man, and, against Orange Cassidy, and it looks that was a good little strategy between those two, man, back and forth. Orange Cassidy, as far as him putting his hands in his pockets and stuff like somebody like Pac, man, I wouldn't do that. But he actually did it, and he got away from him, slid up under him when Pac,
and got a couple of moves, man.
Yeah. El Idolo come up there, man. He missed a good he tried to jump up on the ring with a good jump and tried to hit like a freestyler and missed. Man, so that was
then when he fell outside on that ladder, man, I was like, oh Lord have mercy.
I was like, whoa, that had to hurt, man. Where he got
you saw that big scar, left on his back, man.
Out of his back, it's just like I'm like, whoa, right up above his hip, man. His right side of his hip. That had to be painful. And like I say, Matt Hardy, that drop he had, he looked like he was in some pain. But speaking of fuse, man, like Lance Archer. This guy's a monster, man. Use this guy, man. He's not just a big guy, man. This guy is talented. Use this guy. And I know Lance Archer is, he's going back and forth between there and Japan and places like that.
Yeah.
But, use this guy more in AEW, man. Use him more on Dynamite. Use him more on Raw. He's one of these guys, man, that just should cause a path of destruction against some of the better wrestlers as far as in that in AEW.
Yeah, so, you're 100% right, man.
Right. And John Moxley, like I said, we know all about him, man. This guy likes to fight. John Moxley, he soaks in his own him and Eddie Kingston pretty much the same thing.
Yeah.
They both soak in they both celebrate their toughness or their perceived toughness.
You could have hung with them growing up, man. Them could have been your best friends.
Actually, I would have been fighting. I'm pretty sure. But,
y'all would still be fighting to this day too. Y'all nonstop.
I'm pretty sure. But and then like I said, Hangman Page, he come out there, man, and you know, why all these other guys, man, they wearing themselves out. Hangman Page, he come out there, and Adam Page, he pretty much took
Clean
advantage
house, man.
and clean house. And hey, he got up there, man. He got that poker chip.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. He got a poker chip, man. So if Kenny got the belt, hey, like I said, that's good that they picking that thing back up, man.
Right.
They picking that feud back up because that feud was going somewhere. So we're gonna see if they're still gonna give, if Kenny still has the belt by the time he decides to cash it in, if they're gonna give Hangman Page that push.
Oh yeah, that's true. But I gave that match 5 stars, Christopher.
I give it 5 too, man. I give that 5 too. I would definitely have to give it 5.
Okay. Who in the world gave us that mad sign, man, on Facebook?
Oh, that was your boy Pony. That was your boy Pony boy. That was your buddy. That was your buddy.
Like you say, it looked like you got a problem, man. With you got a problem. I guess you got more of a problem with me than Christopher Burton. But like you said before, our office hours are 9 to 5. You got any problem with the way we rank these matches, or any problems with the way we break down these stars or whatever?
Hey,
9 to 5. Or if you got a problem with that, come see us. You can come see me at APW, or you can see me at the Rib House, or whatever, you know, wherever we decide to eat. I mean, in hospitals, they take pony boys too. Emergency rooms, they take pony boys. I want you to remember that. Okay?
Oh, wow. Okay.
Brother.
Okay, all right. HBT has no back down. Okay.
HBT is not just a podcaster, okay? So I'll see you, Reno.
Wow. All right. There it is.
Christopher Burton, you know, we got some people still on Facebook, and we still got some people on YouTube. And buddy, we can continue on. If you want to, we can, you know, like I say, I can break down what I was talking about with AEW, or we can talk about that a little bit later. You know, so
I said we go on a little later because we already in the Smackdown, probably about 51 minutes in the Smackdown.
Okay.
And yeah, I think this is a good stopping point for us right now. And yeah, man. And tomorrow night there is so much wrestling going on everywhere. We got Lake Wiley, CPW going on. We got their show up there tomorrow. We got Uprise Wrestling in Flat Rock, North Carolina. Then you got Scott Larson. He's got his benefit going on tomorrow, man.
Right.
It's so much going on tomorrow, man. I wish we could be at all 3 shows. I wish we could, man. But unfortunately, we can't, because I would love to cover all 3. I really would. But
yes.
But all of them going on roughly about the same time, unfortunately.
Well, that's true.
So, yeah. So we had to pick one. So, but I'm sure the action's going to be good no matter where we're at. Even if we aren't there, I'm sure the action is still going to be good.
Right. And Reno, if you still listening, like I said, Chris and I, we're behind you, and we're behind King Enterprises. Hopefully tomorrow y'all have much success down there, brother. So,
okay, well, hey, not to cut you off, but Scott Larson said his show got moved to Sunday due to rain.
Okay. And Scott, could you tell us where exactly your show is? Give us a link. Let us know where it's at, where it's gonna be, so we can give a shout out. We can let people know where it's gonna be and promote it a little more. Which I think I already posted it, and I posted it a couple of days ago. I posted the old poster on the site.
Group.
I posted it in the group. So let us know where that's going to be. I mean, I can't really remember exactly where it's going to be. And you say it's on Sunday. Man, maybe we can look into that, Chris. If it's not too far from here, we don't have anything going on, we can look into it. So we'll check.
It's going to be Boone, North Carolina. Okay. So that's about, I want to say about 3 to 4 hour drive, give or take.
That's a drive.
Yeah.
So, all right, man, that's something we need to think about. If not, like say, we need to get out to some other things that you're doing. And I know, you're doing a lot of things with the independents, which is great. And that's one thing me and Chris are going to get into more. But we definitely promoting your show, and hopefully people get out there and
support your benefit and your cause.
Benefit and and like I said, as far as I'm a Christian brother, and I know you're a Christian too. Chris is a Christian. We're praying for your recovery, man, and praying that the Lord, bring good things in your life, and anything that you need, just let us know. And like I say, we will continue to pray for you, and hopefully, any problems that you have, and we're there for you, my brother. So, Chris, hey man, you want to sign us off, man?
All right, yeah. Matter of fact, Scott said he's gonna be in HWA in Rutherfordton, North Carolina tomorrow night. So
Okay.
yeah. So like I said, man, you got a lot of sources to cover a lot of action. You have us, you have Scott Larson, you have others, I'm sure, that are covering action elsewhere.
Right.
It's and man, I tell you, I don't know what is going on, but there has been a crazy resurgence in independent wrestling, man. It's just like just popped up out of everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
It's like independent wrestling is like bigger than ever now.
Yes, it is. And Missy was saying, please tell them they can purchase T-shirts to help them. Yes. And that's purchase T-shirts, man. If you got T-shirts, let us know, and let us know how to get to the store.
Or if you have a contact number that they can call you and buy a T-shirt from you in person, or if you got a website, let us know, and we'll put it out there for you to help you out.
Yeah. And like I said, I like to go and buy T-shirts. So get a couple T-shirts. I'm pretty sure Chris will too.
Oh yeah.
So hey, we definitely would like to do that, and hopefully we can get people out there who can buy some T-shirts. And hey, we got to get out. We got to get T-shirts for Straight Up Wrestling Show.
Yeah, we're working on that. That is in the process.
But once again,
King Enterprises, King Enterprises store, search #truth. King Enterprises, he has a lot of shirts out.
Oh yeah,
because he has a entourage of about 1 million different guys from all over the world. It's crazy. But yeah, he's got guys all over, and they have their merchandise. So King Enterprises, look them up, support them as well, because we're associated with King Enterprises. So right. It's just a lot.
Oh yeah. All right. Once again, I'm Harry Bernard Taylor, and we appreciate everyone who tuned in. We appreciate Missy. We appreciate you, Scott. We appreciate Brino coming in. We appreciate Hill coming in. We got to get Hill back on a podcast.
Yeah.
Hill has a lot of
even though he be talking crazy about some stuff. I just don't.
He does talk crazy about some things, man. But this guy brings a lot, and we got to get some of the ladies on here, man.
Yes.
Has a lot. She knows a lot. She's been, watching wrestling for a long time. Maybe we can get Missy in here just to say, hey, say a few things if she want to get in, talk about a little bit of wrestling. But we need to bring some more people on the show. Bring Scott in. Talk to Scott a little bit.
Yes, definitely. We'd love to get Scott on here.
Definitely talk to him, and talk to him about independent stuff. Maybe talk to him about some old days of wrestling. And some of the new stuff, he showed me that he is following this too. So we will get some more guests in here. Not just me and Chris all the time, but me, Chris, and we get Michael. So until the next show, man. I like to talk about other things besides this wrestling, and we need to get back to our, like say, Clash of Champions. We need to do that after this weekend. Do another Clash of Champions. We if you haven't seen our first Clash of Champions review, go back and check out our Clash of Champions review. And Scott, if you on here, I think something that you will enjoy is when we did the top 10 strongest wrestlers. Go back and check that out. Check out when we did the top commentators, who we believe was top commentators in the business, top managers, and valets.
And speaking of all our videos, they're all on YouTube. Yeah, you can find them all on our YouTube page, same Straight Up Wrestling Show. And if you're on YouTube, go ahead and like, share, subscribe, and click that notification bell so you'll know when we go live, because we're not just live on Facebook, we're also live on YouTube. Right. And we're going to be trying to get live on Periscope and Twitter. So yes, we're doing a lot. And so we follow us, man. Follow us so you can stay in tune with what's going on.
No doubt. All right. Harry Bernard Taylor and Christopher Burton.
People's Podcaster.
Peace. Be straight up all these matches, man. Have a good one.